From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, October 26th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.85 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,276 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $661. Antiwar.com reports in March of 2015, Saudi Arabia attacked Yemen with an eye towards installing the former Hadi government back in power. As part of the invasion, they imposed a full-scale naval blockade on the nation, which was a huge deal because Yemen imports the vast majority of its food from abroad. It did not take long for food prices to skyrocket as shipping companies reported open-ended delays as they were routinely stopped by multiple Saudi and coalition ships, searched again, detained again, and sometimes taking weeks or even months to get from Yemeni territorial water to being allowed to dock in a port. Even then, it was generally only ports in Saudi-held parts of Yemen, heavily criticized as a major human rights problem and just one of the many in the Saudi war. Saudi Arabia has totally not only denied that the naval blockade amounts to a war crime, but insists that the naval blockade never happened, insisting that the huge fleets of ships is just there to ensure that the cargo is legal before it enters Yemen. Saudi Major General Ahmed Assiri insisted that calling it a naval blockade gives the wrong impression, despite it doing exactly what a naval blockade does, and despite Saudi coalition officials referring to it as such earlier in the war. Assiri also claimed the UN was allowed to use airplanes to deliver aid to the capital city of Sana'a, which would be a thing if the Saudis had not heavily bombed the airport to prevent aid planes from landing earlier in the war.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports a man died after jumping from a New Jersey bridge in an apparent suicide while his two children, whom he was carrying, survived. The unidentified man's car was found Monday evening near the Interstate 287 bridge over the Wanakee River near Peconic, New Jersey. He was pronounced dead at the scene after he initially jumped. The children, ages 1 and 3, were injured but conscious and taken to a local hospital. Local police captain Christopher DePuitt said they are expected to make a full and complete recovery. Police had received a call from a woman who said she was arguing with her husband, who threatened to harm the children. The police captain said it was a verbal dispute and it escalated where he made the threats against the children and the wife took it seriously and called the police. Police contacted the Morris County Prosecutor's Office and New Jersey State Police in a search for the man. He was traced using the GPS function on his cell phone.
During the 2013 Porcupine Freedom Festival, Davi Barker presented an idea for a renegade psychological experiment. Since then, he has refined his idea and put his plan and research into writing. He explains, "We aim to show the world beyond a shadow of a doubt that power corrupts absolutely and corrupt authority deserves no obedience." Authoritarian Sociopathy is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores.
Reuters reports a federal judge on Tuesday ordered Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio to stand trial in December on a criminal contempt charge of violating the terms of a court order against the sheriff in a 2007 racial profiling case. The latest court order setting Arpaio's trial date for December 6th means the 6-term Maricopa County Sheriff will be spared from facing the contempt charge in court until well after his bid for re-election on November 8th. Under contempt proceedings approved by U.S. District Judge Susan Bolton, Arpaio is accused of disobeying the terms of a 2011 court injunction barring his officers from stopping and detaining motorists based solely on suspicion that they were in the country illegally. According to court documents in the case, sheriff's deputies acting at Arpaio's behest continued making such stops for 18 months in defiance of another judge who presided over the civil lawsuit challenging the practice. If Arpaio is convicted, prosecutors said they would seek a jail term of no more than 6 months for the 84-year-old sheriff. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.